Oh, hello there, Internet. Hello, friends, fans, and feature flag friends. It is I, Andrew, your friendly neighborhood dev cycle developer advocate, and I'm here today for probably my favorite stream of my favorite streams, which will make sense shortly as I explain a little bit of the history here on Does It Toggle, the stream where we answer the age-old question, can we add feature flags to your favorite technology or framework? On today's stream, I am going to be exploring adding OpenFeature-compliant feature flags to a Laravel Livewire project. What is Laravel Livewire, you ask? Don't worry, I'm here to answer that question for you throughout the stream. But before I get too far in, I just want to say hello to everybody who's here, including Richard, who's already in the comments over on YouTube. Hey, Richard. Thanks for being here. I absolutely love that commercial as well. We filmed that with Jason Langsdorff from Learn with Jason. He's an awesome content creator. If you've never heard of him, go and check him out. Because he's a pretty awesome person to know, and he creates some really awesome content. So if you're here and you're watching, wherever you are, throw some comments. So if you are over on X, I think you can actually do like comments in the live stream. You can like go in there and say hello. And I'm going to jump over there and say hello. You can also watch on YouTube. You can also watch us on LinkedIn and all the other places that we are. So please jump in, say hello, and please let me know if my audio is good, if my music is good. I don't know. I'm just here kind of talking into the world. And I want to know, how does it sound? How is the vibes? Is it good? Is it bad? I realized earlier this week I've started to hold my microphone, but the closer it gets to my mouth, the louder I get, and you shouldn't do that. But we're here because we're gonna be coding today. We're gonna be doing some live coding today. Love it. And welcome to Jason Torres, who is the man who I've stolen this concept from, much as I stole the concepts for PJ in my talk, because I get all of my ideas from Jason Torres. No, that's not really where all these ideas came from. But I will say, Jason did do an awesome stream where he was doing similar stuff to what I'm doing today, looking at Laravel, looking at pieces. And so definitely great minds think alike, and I'm excited to kind of have some more of that. So let me get my other headphone in so I can listen. We've got some vibes, we've got some music. I've got a whole bunch of windows open because you're not here to see me, you're here to see the codes, all of the codings. And I want to give that to you. So let me make sure that I've got things set up so that I don't dox myself with things. If you're also here watching either on X or if you're watching over on if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, say hello. I want to say hello to you. I do have to say, as I'm kind of getting this stuff set up, the reason that this is my favorite stream of my favorite streams. So I love Does It Toggle. Does It Toggle is the favorite series that I've created. I've been doing this for like a little over a year now. I've explored like, I think 20 or more different frameworks, and never done it with Laravel before. But I just absolutely stand for Laravel. It is, in my humble opinion, as a developer advocate, whose entire job it is to create great developer experiences, I cannot say enough incredible things about the Laravel framework and community. When I so a little bit of background story, and because you're kind of here for story time today, as I kind of get my screen stuff set up. Back in 2018, I started a master's degree in education. And as part of that, I was working with a school that was looking to implement inquiry-based assessment in their schools. They're an inquiry-based school, so kind of like project-based learning, and they were looking to do better assessment of their learners through this process, which is really hard because there's no systems that really allow that incredibly well. And I started my master's, I think, yeah, like 2018, something like that, or 2017. And I had like a big gap. So I started it and then I had to pause it because I went back to school to get my teaching degree. And then I had to finish my master's. And sort of in the middle there, I did a research project and was trying to create a rubric for assessing competency in these inquiry-based learning environments. And I got to the end of this and I was like, okay, rubric isn't quite there. I need to build out like some sort of an application for people to be able to do this kind of assessment in a systematized way. And I built out a Google Sheets app, which is incredible. And it did all the math that I needed it to do. But then I demoed that Google Sheets app as part of my master's defense. And a number of the teachers afterwards that were part of the school said, hey, can it do this, this, and this? And I was like, well, no, it can't. And I kind of was going to leave it there. And then some things shifted in my life and I had the opportunity to kind of take a little bit of time off. And I was like, what if it could do these things? And a lot of it was around accounts and saving things and all the rest of that. And I was like, what if it could? What if it could do that really effectively? And so I had done some web stuff in years before, and I'd explored WordPress and a lot of these other things, but hadn't ever really done web development, and JavaScript kind of scared me a little bit, still does. But I decided that I was going to get in and I was going to try and build a web application to do this. And I'd come across Laravel in the past and had been like, oh, this is really interesting. And I got into the documentation, and it took about like maybe a day of looking through the documentation until I was like, oh my goodness, this is the framework for me. And not only because it was the documentation, which is just incredibly well written, but the community. You can go to Google and search solve problem in Laravel and find answers everywhere. You can find them in forums, you can find them in blog posts, you can just everywhere you can find these things. And then you go into like the Slack communities, and it was or Discord communities. It was one of the first places that I ever asked a question and didn't have somebody just kind of come after me. And I mean, Stack Overflow could be pretty toxic sometimes, and this community is just so not that. And then because of that, things started to grow, and I found a YouTube channel, which I'll showcase today, that I was able to use to start to learn some of the fundamentals of building a project. And then from there, I just fell in love with this framework. And there's just so many things that make it easy. And we're going to look at some of them today. And then we're also going to look at how to put feature flags into them. But really, this is kind of this is as much as I can make it my love letter to the Laravel framework. If anybody from the Laravel team is out there, you have just done incredible work. I'm just absolutely blown away. Every project that I've ever built, a real project, has been built using your tools. You're just incredible. You're just incredible. You've done amazing work. You have made web development easier for people. And the other thing that I want to say here before I get off my soapbox is that the other thing that makes Laravel unique is you don't need to have a degree in DevOps to deploy it. It's just it's a LAMP stack. Everything's I ran all my projects on shared hosting for the first like number of years, and they run fine. There's no issue with them. That doesn't exist. It's so hard to deploy so many projects that are out there. Java projects and even JavaScript projects are really hard to deploy. So easy to deploy Laravel projects. Just so easy. I love this. I cannot tell you how much I love this framework. It's just so amazing. It's so good. Yeah, and happy Friday to everybody. I'm sorry, I'm off my soapbox now. We're going to get into some code because I want to show you some stuff. But I love this framework, and I hope that I'm going to be able to like do it justice today as we go through. What do I deploy to? Okay, so I'm going to tell you. I'm going to do some shout outs to some great tools today, because I just think that like all of these tools are so amazing. All right, let's get our screen share open. And I'm gonna do this. All right, let me just turn myself a little bit, turn that way. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't love that it's like this. That's fine. Okay, so what do I deploy to? So I actually deploy my personal projects to a system called Amismo. So Amismo is specifically designed for PHP apps. So like any PHP app that's out there, it is So easy. This is like, if you ever used Heroku, this is better than Heroku. It's like a one-man team, I'm pretty sure, that runs this as well. He's just awesome. The platform is super affordable. Like it's $5 per app per month for like the starter tier. Yeah, and I'll actually put the link to Amismo in chat. Yeah, so it's like Heroku. Basically what this is doing, so here's the link to it if you want to check it out. It's just amismo.com. What this is fundamentally doing, it's a front end that abstracts away Amazon Web Services. So this is fundamentally just like he's running some AWS instances, and then this is just like a front. It's like kind of like high-end shared hosting is kind of what I put it as, but you're running in your own kind of setup. But it's just so good. It's so good. It's fast. It's consistent. I use the $10 developer plan here, which gives me basically everything I need. Like the big things that I care about are the ability to like have a stage, like password protection for domains and staging and production. Like I think that's just absolutely huge. You can run cron jobs. So I was running a demo app for a while that was really good, and I had a cron job that like updated the database every day. Yeah, so I posted everywhere. I just got it up on the screen, but it's just amismo.com. Richard, thanks for posting that. But yeah, so this I love. So yeah, the other option here, so there's two options. One of them is Forge, Laravel Forge. And Laravel Forge is spectacular. So if you've never used Laravel Forge before, so look at Laravel Forge as you sign up for a DigitalOcean account, okay? So you pay whatever a month for your DigitalOcean droplet. Maybe it's $10 a month, maybe it's $20 a month. And then you use Forge as kind of like your deployment process. So you use this to spin up all of the things that you need to appear in that environment in a secure way. So you would use Forge to sort of connect to whatever service that you're running, and then you would like basically deploy from GitHub to be able to do that. It's really, really good. The downside here is you have to pay for Forge. So you have to pay like, so like $12 a month US. And then on top of that, you're also paying for whatever the services you are. When we're looking at Amismo, this is like $10 per month. That's it. That's $10 per month per app. It's super clean. It's super smooth. I just like it that it's simple. There's another one that is out there, Laravel, what's it called? Oh, Rabbit. Rabbit. It's not Rabbit. Laravel deployment. Fort Rabbit, that's what it's called. The other one, I haven't used this one, but it's been around for a really, really long time. It's called Fort Rabbit. It's again been kind of designed specifically for like Laravel apps. It's good. I've never used it though. It's a lot of GitOps stuff, which I don't love. Like you've got to do a lot of stuff in GitHub. I find Amismo, I mean, I can show you, hold on, let me get it full screen. Like I can show you what Amismo looks like. I don't want to do this as like I'm standing super hard for these things, but I really, really love these tools. Like I can log in here. Let me see if I can sign in if I got my personal, I don't have my personal setup on here. So, but I mean, like they give you a good example just on the homepage here. Like this is really what it's like setting it up. You literally click this, you connect it to a GitHub repo. It does automatic deploys, zero downtime deploys. It's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. And like Laravel plays so well with it. But I also use, another one that I use is LaunchDeck. I think it's launchdeck.io. Yeah, so I also use LaunchDeck. And so this one I use for a personal project that I wanted to run on my shared hosting because I didn't want to spin up another service and I'm already paying for the shared hosting. And so this one basically it does the build process inside this app, and then it deploys to whatever service you want. So if you use shared hosting, it's all the services are all they're all in the same, like they're all running in the same server fundamentally. And so if you're trying to do a build and deployment, it can be pretty hard. But LaunchDeck just basically does the build for you and then pushes it. So picture this like the old school FTP where you would like do all of the building on your local device, and then you would just like push through FTP like up to your, if you've never done this before, like that's fine, but that's what this is all about. This basically is similar process to that. Again, I love LaunchDeck for personal projects and Mismo for personal projects. Like, oh my God, these are just such good projects, and they're like small teams. Like, I love just this community. I love it so much. Oh my God, just build in PHP. Like this, it's just so good. So LaunchDeck, check it out. Mismo, again, Forge and FortRabbit, really good tools, but I can't really speak to their effectiveness. But that's fine. I don't need to speak to their effectiveness because you can kind of learn that for yourselves. So the other thing that I discovered, so when I first got into the Laravel world, I thought there was just Laravel. And then, I mean, I discovered a few things, but I want to kind of start with, you know, you go down a rabbit hole. That was kind of what it was with Laravel for me. And I actually discovered something called the tall stack. So if you've never heard of the tall stack, today is the day. This is the moment. You have now discovered it. Tall stands for Tailwind, Alpine.js, Laravel, and Livewire. And it is the best starter that you can find out there. Now, since Forge Laravel project, yeah, it works. I mean, so Jason just said this, and he's right. Forge just works. It's designed by the Laravel team. Like everything that is done by the Laravel team is just incredible. Like it really, really is. Like all of the stuff that's in their ecosystem. Yeah, huge shout out to Caleb. Like amazing stuff that's built in there. But like everything that's in here, not everything, like there's some things that are not, I mean, they're all pretty good, but like basically anything you find in the ecosystem here is going to be really, really good. And some of these are not designed directly by the Laravel team, but like they're mostly supported by them. But like Herd, amazing if you're on macOS. I actually just downloaded this recently. It's changed the game for my development process on Windows or on macOS, and I was using another one. By the way, actually, another shout out to another tool. If you are a Windows developer, so if you develop on Windows, especially if you're developing on like the LAMP stack, so there used to be like lots of tools for doing that. Laracon, don't use any other tool. If you're on Windows, I would say if you're on Mac, use Herd. It's just like right now, Herd is the best. And yeah, you can spin up Docker containers, but you don't need to be... Web development with Laravel is so lovely because you don't need to be a freaking expert on everything related to web deployment and stuff. It's just it's not part of the product. I don't want to be a DevOps engineer. I want to be a web developer. I love web development. And so the same thing for Laracon. It's just super good. It's built focused around the PHP community. It supports other things too, but it's just so easy. It's got integrations with like everything. Like it's got like MySQL built in, Redis, like basically anything that you could ever need. It's there. The pretty URLs. It's so freaking good. Laracon, if you're on Windows, check it out. If you're on Mac, check out Herd. I'm just going to share this up here. So it's just laracon.org. Check it out. Again, this is like an indie developer that has built this. Like just Laracon. So freaking good. These are gold. This is gold, people. It's gold. Golden tools. So yeah, Laracon. Yeah, use it, Richard. If you're a Windows user, so Richard's a Windows user, check it out. If you want to do PHP development or any kind of development, really, I cannot say. It's basically like you're basically setting up like it's containerized, but it's not. It's just super smooth. It's very similar to Herd. Like if you've used Herd, it's very, very similar to that. So, okay, I'm gonna close a bunch of these windows, but cannot say enough good things about all of these. But yeah, so in the Laravel world, the tall stack, and the reason I discovered the tall stack is because I had used, and we're gonna use it today as we start to deploy here. I had used one of the ecosystem tools because when I was building out my application, I had been following a guide by, what is it called? So the name is, I think it's Angelfire, Laravel. It's not Angel. Hold on a second. I'm going to find it here. Angel, Laravel. It's not Angel CMS. No, not Laratips. Angel J Academy. So if you are wanting to build something I cannot say enough incredible things about Angel J Academy, especially learning things like Livewire and Laravel. So I actually had followed, and he does Next.js stuff, but like it is. So I'd actually followed this like create a membership blog, and I wasn't building a I hadn't been building a membership blog, but like it was a really, really good resource just to like understand the process of building like a simple CRUD and like integrating with a lot of things. So I think I did that one, or I followed the creative forum. That's the one. I followed this creative forum, and this actually does let you create a full forum. So like by the end of going through this, gives code samples. Like you can just go in and like view all of this stuff. You can see the starter template that you can go into on GitHub. Like it's well structured. It's a couple years old now. So like this is Laravel 8, so it hasn't been updated in a few years, but Laravel 11 now is so much better, but like just really, really good. Like I cannot, even if you're just getting started, like I don't see an issue with starting with Laravel 8. Yes, it's deprecated, but like it's good to understand the fundamental building blocks of the Laravel framework, and all the documentation is there. But what Laravel also, what that uses was this starter kit for Laravel called Laravel Jetstream. And so there's two kind of ways that you can start easily with Laravel. One of them is called Laravel Breeze. So this is basically if you were building just a simple website that you needed like authentication in, this would be the tool that I would say to use. So if you just need like a really simple application, I cannot say enough positive things about Breeze. The great thing here is it uses the tall stack. You have the option of using Inertia. Inertia is like kind of a glue between like a front end and a back end if you wanted to use that. I personally don't use Inertia, and I like Vue, but I'm definitely not using it. I find like the tall stack is really good, and so you can use Laravel Breeze with Livewire, which is I think what we'll do today, just to kind of get started. And then the other one is Laravel Jetstream. Now, Jetstream is incredible. This is I like all the projects that I have built, I think, are all using Jetstream. And what this provides is like the next level. So this gives you, and let me zoom in here. So this gives you like an API, the authentication, profile management. This is also like multi-tenancy. So if you're looking at running teams, they call them teams in Jetstream, and you want to have like, multi-tenancy, this is the way to do it. Again, you can choose the lamp stack or the tall stack, and I think it's definitely the way to go. But again, you can use Inertia if you want to. You can. Again, I find Vue.js is a little bit overkill for this, but because then you need to learn Vue, and you need to learn Inertia, and you need to learn Laravel. And like I find you kind of need to do that with Alpine.js, but a little bit less so. But definitely worth checking out. It's so good. I cannot say enough amazing things. Like if you're looking at getting started in web dev, don't do it anywhere else. JavaScript's awesome. Next.js is good. I find like Next.js is all about the hype though. Like I find so many of the JavaScript frameworks are so much about the hype. Like people have been sleeping on PHP forever, and that's great because Laravel was just like able to just be building this incredible community and doing this incredible work, and people didn't care about them. Like, say what you want about PHP. PHP's as dead as any other programming language. Laravel is changing the game. This is what you should be doing. If you are doing web development in 2024 or 2025, and you're starting, you should be using Laravel. Does it scale? Everything scales. PHP scales, JavaScript scale, everything can scale if you build it correctly. And it makes it so easy. Like this framework makes it so easy. Not saying enough good things. Please tell other people to come. I just want to hype up. If I found out that Taylor was here, I would probably lose my mind. But I know Josh is here, I'm pretty sure, like some members of the Laravel team. So thank y'all for watching and being here. We got a lot of people. This is like probably one of my most well-attended streams in a while. So I love it. If I'm gonna have a stream where I'm gonna like be super excited, this is definitely the one. And please be in chat, be more active. I want to talk to you. I can hype things up all the time. If there's one talent that I have, it's just being really hype about things. but that's not what we're all here about. Okay. I'm getting a Wi-Fi notification. So, we're going to use Laravel Breeze today, but again, if you go in here, you can see the starter kit. So there's Breeze and Livewire, there's Laravel Jetstream. We're going to start with Breeze. I also said today that we're going to use Pieces. And so if you don't know what Pieces is, we're also going to use OpenFeature and DevCycle, but like we'll get to that after we get things set up. So OpenFeature and DevCycle are our feature flagging tools. We're going to add these feature flags in there, but first I needed to just hype Laravel as much as I possibly could. I just love it so much. I love it so much. So much love. Hold on. Do you know like that? It's just so fluffy. It's like, is there a GIF? A GIF? This is how I feel. This is how I feel about Laravel. This is legitimately how I feel. If I could put my feelings towards Laravel, this would be it. I am here for it being this fluffy unicorn, right? It's so clever. It's just so good. I love it so much. I cannot say enough positive things. But we're gonna look at Pieces now. What is Pieces? That's a good question. So Pieces is I know there's lots of marketing terms that are in here. It's ChatGPT and all the other learning models on locally hosted on your device or using elsewhere. It's like they say, it's a workflow copilot. It's a way to like not have to rely on going into different places to get all these different tools. It's like a well-curated AI tool for your desktop, which we're going to use today. And I'm going to use it for some pretty simple things and see how it works, because I love reading documentation, but I want to do something different today. Yeah, if you got questions, throw them out there, because I'd love to answer them for you. But like, I got to say, like, I love Laravel. I love Laravel. I love Livewire. We haven't really talked about Livewire yet, so maybe I should get into that. Actually, hold on. I'm getting too excited. We looked at the tall stack. So what is the tall stack? I talked about Breeze. Breeze is using the tall stack. So Laravel, if you didn't know this already, Laravel is a PHP framework. That's probably something that you know already. It is just so well constructed. It fundamentally works out of the box, batteries included, so you can have a fully functional app. It has a templating language called Blade. It's amazing. You don't need any of these other things. You don't need Alpine or Livewire or Tailwind actually to use a Laravel app. You can literally just build like a base Laravel app without using any of those things. So let's look at the other pieces of that. Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework. It's super popular right now. It is just incredible. It gives you really great looking sites. So that's Tailwind. Alpine.js is kind of like, I would say, Vue.js's little brother or little sister, if you want to say. It's just a really simple way to add JavaScript into your application. I mean, like, this is, there's often these examples of like showing how like counters work. Like, this is a fully functional counter built in Alpine. It abstracts some of the stuff away. Who cares? I mean, I love that things are not abstracted away, because you should learn the fundamentals, but like sometimes abstraction is okay. And this is an example of, I think, where it's okay. You just need JavaScript that works and works well, and Alpine.js does that in spades. And then Laravel, obviously, and then Livewire. So Livewire is this interesting addition to the Laravel framework. So if you look at a traditional CRUD, it's like Laravel's an MVC framework, right? So it's a model view controller framework, which generally means, so if you wanted to save something, you would have to send a request, right? You're going to send a request to an endpoint, and then it's going to save, and then it's going to reload the page. That's fine, right? But modern applications, you generally want sort of like that single page experience where you're not having to do a page refresh every time some action happens. And Livewire kind of allows for that to happen. And I agree. I mean, I think it's really well described by Caleb here. Like, Vue and React are great, but they're really complex, especially if you're in the PHP world where you don't want to do that. Livewire gets away from that. And Livewire has actually just been kind of adopted by the Laravel community, by the ecosystem as like a first party tool. But this is all the power that you might get in something like React without needing to use React. I love it. It basically adds the interactivity. So you can do things like live polling, you can do saving without page reload. There was a great post that that the creator of Livewire did, is just Ajax. Livewire's not, it was like Livewire is not live at all. Where was the blog post? I feel like Caleb, the creator, Livewire isn't actually live. So this is a great blog post about Livewire and kind of how it works. It's basically just Ajax. So like normally you would be doing Ajax obviously in your JavaScript, it calls in there. This removes the need to be able to do that. And yes, again, it's abstracting a lot of the stuff away, but like that's okay. Abstractions are okay. If you don't, this is a hot take, but I genuinely think that sometimes it's okay to abstract things away. You don't need to be an expert in everything. You should understand at a core level, but sometimes abstraction is okay. And that's kind of what it does. So go and check out Caleb's blog if you want to read more about that. But that's what Livewire is. And so when I say a Livewire project, really what I'm saying today is we're going to be adding feature flags into a Laravel project that's using Livewire, and we're going to try and do some live stuff with it just to show the power of it. But that's the tall stack. So, and now we've looked at all that. So Tailwind, Alpine, Livewire, and Laravel, or Laravel and Livewire. And these are all kind of contained within that Breeze package or the Jetstream package, except for Alpine, which you kind of need to add in on your own. Yeah. So let's close down a couple of these things. Actually, let me open up pieces first. Okay, let me close down a few things first. Let's close down that. We're going to close this. We're going to close this, and 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 this. We're going to keep that open. We're going to close this. We're going to close this. And we're going to open up pieces. And I'm going to pull pieces over to, let me delete some chats here. Pull it over to the screen. Delete. Okay. So this is pieces. If you haven't used pieces before, this is what it looks like. And so it's, again, desktop application. Technically it's running like a web server on your device, kind of like a local web server called Pieces OS, which you can actually host wherever you want. And you can kind of choose from on-device models. And so you can choose from a set of models that they have on here. So we've got like some IBM models, some Google models, some Meta models, Mistral and Microsoft models here. So you can choose from these, or you can choose cloud models. I'm going to use cloud today just because this computer is like, it was struggling a little bit. And I don't know, I find we're just gonna use this because I'm already using it. I've already got it set up. So what we're gonna do here is I'm not gonna use all the features of pieces. I'm kind of just gonna use it as like I would use ChatGPT as part of this process. I could do code snippets and stuff like that. And there's so much more powerful stuff here. But let's ask it, how do I set up a new Laravel Breeze project with Laravel 11? All right, so let's see what we've got here. Okay, so this is giving me, yeah, composer, create project. See, this has got a lot of extra steps that I don't think are actually necessary now. I love what this does though, actually. This is giving you like a great overview. Let's go look at the docs. I don't think you need to go this far when you're doing this, but if you do. Getting started, starter kits. Yeah, see, so like you don't actually need to go through all those steps that are there. I do need to have Composer installed, which I don't know if I do, but that's fine. Open this. Okay, so we're gonna go and run this command here. So this is the thing, is like, it's one of these interesting pieces that, like, okay, let me actually, hold on. I'm gonna install the pieces, because I can save this so that pieces will remember it. Hold on. Pieces app, Chrome extension. The vibes are good. It's gotten very quiet here. Maybe you all are just like enjoying the stream, but be in chat, say something, say hello. I'm just talking to myself at this point. I want to talk to all of you. Okay, so we've got PCOS connected. Okay, back to the docs here. Do I need to refresh this? Okay, there we go. Save selection of pieces. Okay, I'm gonna save that selection of pieces. I don't actually know what that did though. Where did it save it? Global search updates and upcoming captured content. Oh, so this is actually looking at a bunch of stuff that I didn't realize it was looking at. Save materials. Okay. Okay, yeah, there, we got this. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, work and watch. Don't worry about me. And I know light mode, people don't like it, but okay. So I do have Composer installed because I've done stuff with Laravel before. But you would have to install Composer before. It's super easy to install as well. Like Composer is the Laravel, or is the PHP package manager, kind of like NPM and stuff like that. Okay, so it's there. Laravel Breeze is there. LS. Is it just Breeze? Uh-oh. Where did it put this? I might have done a bad thing, people. Unless y'all see it. No, I think I did a bad thing. Let me see. I did do a bad thing. Did I though? Hold on. I did do a bad thing. That's weird though. Hold on. Vendor, flag, applications, test, my app, project, target, game app, source. No, that's Ruby stuff. I got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, let's just create a new folder. Hold on. Hold on. Directory, Breeze, cd Breeze, and then let's run that command again. Maybe I didn't actually read the docs. Oh. Nope. I was wrong. So I should have listened to pieces. I was like, ha ha ha, I know more than pieces. But I did not. I should have followed the instructions. So let's actually follow and do what pieces said. Let me close some stuff over here. Okay. Here I am thinking that I know what's going on, and I did not at all. Let me close this. Okay. Here's our chat. Copilot chats. Okay, so let's actually do what pieces says. I should have just listened. I should have listened, LS or CD. Okay. I should have listened. I mean, always read the docs, but this is fine. So this is doing all the work there. So it's installing all the important stuff that you need. It's actually doing a migration. And it's nice because the default for Laravel now is SQLite because it's really performant. It used to be MySQL, but that was a whole process. And now I think that I can just run the Breeze stuff. Yeah. So now I can run. Okay. So there we go. Now we've got Breeze installed in here. And then... yeah, I'm going to do this command. I really should have just followed this. Pieces knows all. Should have just listened. Oh, it's because I'm not in the right folder. CD. What did I call it? My Laravel app. Oh, and now just like continually running. Okay. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. So we've got a bunch of options that it gives us here. API only, which we're not going to use. View with inertia, no. React with inertia, no. Livewire, Bolt functional API versus class API. That I got to go and look at the docs, or Blade without pipe. We're going to do one of these two Livewire ones. Livewire Bolt. Livewire Bolt. So I haven't done a lot with Livewire. With Volt, functional API. So I don't know a lot about Volt. Oh, API style. I don't love that. Do you have to use Volt? Or is Volt an add-on? Yeah, class-based Livewire usage. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the class-based stuff. I think this is what I want. We'll find out. Would I like to support? Would I like to support? See, this is what I mean. This is this. This is it. Like, what? What? Of course it does. Of course you want it in there, but like, who would ask that in their freaking setup process? Like, Laravel, that's who. Like, gah! It's just so freaking good, people. Like, what? Just like, come on. Come on, Laravel, what are you doing? Okay, yes, I want dark mode support. Do I want testing framework? Fine. I don't run tests myself. So I don't really like Bolt, but I guess it's part of that package. The nice thing is it's going to give me, like it's gonna show me where this is being used. And so like in the like starter code, it's going to show me this. Okay. Okay, great. Starter kits. Okay, I did that. npm install. Okay, so we're gonna run these commands now. I think it automatically runs. Did it though? Hold on. Okay, no, it did run that. So we're gonna run. Oh, actually, hold on. What did pieces say? No, I didn't want the view. What did the doc say? PHP artisan migrate. Yeah, so there'll be another migrate here, just because I think it'll add the user table, which wasn't added before. Nothing to migrate. Okay. npm install. npm run dev. And so this uses Vite. So this is actually going to spin this up, and I'll actually be able to jump over here. And so what's nice is it'll actually give you, if I go to this, actually will give you that this is running, which I just like. I really love the simplest, like having these pages there. But if I go to localhost, I feel like it's localhost 8000. It's not ideal. Okay, not a great start. Well, I guess I'm not running it right now. That would help. Restack, Reason Livewire. Okay, I don't need this stuff. Okay, Jetstream we're not going to worry about. Okay, so this is fine. This is working. I just need to have another terminal. We're going to do PHP artisan serve. So there's lots of ways to run Laravel apps. This is just like the easiest one. So that's running. And now, like, come on. Just like, come on. Come on, Laravel. And I'm actually going to go, I'm going to register, and then we're going to go look at the code. Okay, so let's go and register and just see how easy this is. Andrew, Andrew at test.test. Nice secure password. Test. So Pieces is doing me well. Okay, so we're logged in. That literally created something in the database. We're going to go over into here. I'm going to go into my VS Code. I'm going to open up. Just like, if you're not watching this and saying to yourself, this was so smooth, Andrew, how did you, like, I don't understand you. So let's go over into VS Code. I got some Python stuff here from my last stream last week. File, open recent. Let's open my Laravel app. Where's that hiding? Where are you hiding? Where's it hiding here, people? Isn't that my Laravel app? Hold on. Yeah, my Laravel app. Where is it? Where did I put it? Am I in the wrong spot? I think I am. My app, my test app? Where are you, my Laravel app? July. Okay, that's odd. I feel like I don't know why I did that, but here we are. So here's our Laravel app. So let's go through and look at the app structure. I know Pieces technically did a good overview of what this looks like. So we've got app, bootstrap, all the rest of this stuff. So let's actually look through this ourselves. So first things first, and I guess I should install the Pieces. I will say, like, the brilliant thing about Pieces is just like the integration is so clean. It leans so, it does such a good job. Okay, do I actually, I don't know if I want to go through this process. Let's just mark that. Okay. So we got Copilot over here. I got to zoom this out a little bit because that's really zoomed in. It's gonna be sucky to try and have to zoom in and out. Okay, so let's look at the structure here. So I actually haven't spun up a Laravel 11 app in a while, but it's really good. So first things first, let's look at our controllers. Again, this is an MVC framework, so we have our controller here, just our base controller. We also have our auth. So this is like email verification. So this will basically check as you're going in. Let me zoom in here a little bit. So this will basically check to make sure that an email is verified. If you have that set up, you can like approve, I guess, whether or not you want email verification because it's not guaranteed. Logout actions, forms, the login form that we saw there. This is all Livewire login stuff too. So what's great here is like this is all happening without a page reload. I mean, there's technically AJAX requests going on, but like this is all happening here. All of our validation for all of these things is happening like right here. So just like super clean. The authentication, the rate limiting is pretty awesome. Like I know so many people are worried about rate limited stuff. It's just super awesome. You can see the validation stuff. Like everything is just so clear here. And then here's that private rate limited function. You can see sort of everything in here. And we go to models. All we have right now is our user model, which has just got sort of these 3 fillable fields on it. There's actually more to it, and we'll look at that in a second. Our providers, you don't really need to interact with these a lot. The Volt stuff, again, I don't fully understand Volt, so I can't necessarily speak to that. I feel like I'm gonna have to discover it today though. Bootstrap, this is all, yeah, this is new. I haven't played with 11 in a while. Config stuff is really great. So like you can sort of set up your own custom configs. You can go and see all the environment variables that are set up in here. There's lots of different configs that are set up in here. Database stuff, this is where our migrations are. So you can see we had 3 migrations that ran: a user table, a cache table, and a jobs table. So we can actually cache things in our SQL table, our SQLite table. I will. Thanks, Richard. So yeah, you can see here, so basically in our table, we've got our name, email, verified password, remember token, and timestamps for created at and deleted at. Yeah, then all this stuff, sessions, password reset tokens, like all of this stuff is creating new tables related to the users. And you can see here that it's dropping all that stuff. Same with caches and jobs. Our factories are if we wanted to create new fake users, which we can actually do. We're not going to do it here. Seeders, again, the database seeder, which uses the factory. All these things make sense, right? Like factory seeders, I really love it. Our SQLite database, which we can install something to view it, but we don't need to right now. All of our Vite stuff in here. This is all our node module stuff, so we don't actually even need to look in there. Yeah, our public folder for assets and stuff like this. This is a result of like our build. So when we do our like Vite build, our npm run build, it's all going to go in there. htaccess file, favicon, our index.php. Again, you don't need to touch a lot of this stuff. Resources you will. So resources, this is where we're dealing with a lot of our views. So we kind of saw the controllers. We saw our models and our database stuff. And now here we're in our views. And so Laravel and Livewire use Blade. So Blade is like their templating engine, super powerful. Just so clean. If you're putting PHP inside of HTML, it's just really, really clean. And so we've got a bunch of stuff in here. We've got all of our components that are reused. So like buttons and nav links and modals. We've got our layouts. So our base layouts. We've got our Livewire stuff here. So our navigation. We've got our page stuff, like that login blade and all the rest of it that we saw in there. So you can see here, basically all of our, so this must be, this is the Volt stuff. So this basically allows for us to have, I guess it allows for us to have all of the logic on the same blade as the HTML. It's fine. I don't really, again, Volt is new to me. Yeah, profile stuff, but this is all living within the Livewire. So this is all, just like combines. It used to be, so you used to have, and still kind of do, but like you would have like a Livewire controller and then you'd have a Livewire view and they were combined together in like previous versions. And so now it's separated out, which I think is awesome. Actually, you know what, hold on, let me just ask pieces. Okay. I need to ask it a question. You chat. Ask a question, set context. I don't want to. You chat. How can I help you? Generally, where am I clicking here? Where do I ask my question? Pieces team, if you're watching this, what am I doing? Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. I didn't actually have the boxes there. Okay. Explain Livewire Volt to me. If I have been using Livewire with previous versions. All right. So Livewire Volt. All right, Livewire evolution of the Livewire framework. More seamless. Okay, traditional Livewire. So this is what I'm used to. Okay, let me zoom in here. So this is what I'm used to is this setup. So you would basically have this Livewire, this counter component in traditional Livewire where you would set this stuff up. So you would have your count with the increment, and you'd have your public variable, and then you would have your counter here. So here with Volt. Counter extends component. So what's the difference there? Okay, and then render. I mean, I don't really understand the difference there. Oh, I see. But technically these are all in the same document. This doesn't seem that different to me. Except it's missing this render thing. It doesn't seem that much more different to me. Hold on. Where's our docs? Livewire. Start here. in the class. Okay, this is traditional. Traditional. Installation upgrade guide. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so basically, if you want to use traditional Livewire, you can separate it out. We might create... This is setup simple. Whatever. We're just going to follow the process they have. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, this is all of our Livewire stuff. It all lives. So these are all Volt. So it basically allows you to have both in the same file. That's the TLDR here. We got a lot of components here for Livewire. You basically load these Livewire components by calling things like, you'd be like at Livewire. So if I look in here, is it not at Livewire? Application. Yeah. So they're using the old syntax, which is interesting. So there's like 2 ways to load components. Maybe they've gone back to 1. To use it in Blade. Maybe they have returned to that structure. Hold on. Quick start. No. Slot. Yes, they're not. It's so weird that they're using, hold on. I want to do at Livewire. So using Alpine inside Livewire. Blade. Hold on. Blade. So maybe this is a legacy thing. No, okay, here we go. So how do you load this in your blade? So this is like showing to render a whole blade. Maybe it doesn't show you in here. This is assuming you're building everything in Livewire. Oh no, there's what I was looking for. So like this is the syntax that I'm used to, but you can use either. You can use either this at Livewire, or you can use this like the pointy boys. Let me zoom in here. So you can either use this the pointy boys here, or you can use the at kind of syntax. I find this is easier to understand and to read, but you can kind of do it either way you want. And they've chosen to do it with the pointy boys. Okay, so let's go back over into our code base. Let's go back into our structure, and then we got routes. So we got our auth routes that are all related to the auth stuff. It's all set up. Console stuff we don't really need to worry about. I mean, we could run this artisan, like we could do PHP artisan inspire, I think. So if I go terminal, PHP artisan command inspire. It's just PHP artisan inspire. There we go. So like just like little things, like you can create this stuff, and there's like little interesting APIs which are kind of silly, but like I do love these things. Like you could use this within your application, and we may. Also, that's pretty spectacular. Nice. So yeah, there's just like a let's click here. Yeah, it's me again. You and I, welcome back. We're playing around in Laravel Livewire today. Okay, so yeah, this is that, and then our storage folder. This is again for storage stuff, obviously, like if we're storing anything in our application. Our tests, which we're not going to worry about, and then our vendor folder. And vendor is kind of like it's like there's node modules, and then there's for npm, and then there's composer. Stuff goes into vendor file folder. So this is running. This is functional right now. If we go over here, like it's running, right? Great. We're here. We're logged in. Andrew, I have a profile, all this stuff. And this is all being saved in SQLite. It just like, it works. It just like, it works. It works. It works. It works. So we're an hour in. We haven't touched feature flags yet. So let's see how we can add feature flags. I'm actually going to ask Pieces if it can help me with this. So let's go over to Pieces again. Excuse me. New chat. Hey pieces, I want to add open feature compliant feature flags to a Laravel Livewire project. Let's use them for middleware. Monkey type. That's kind of cool. Never heard of monkey type. All right, let's see what we got here. So, okay, open feature PHP. I don't think this is right. I don't think that's the right installation command. Let's go to feature. Okay, sorry. So maybe I should take a step back. Okay, so this is Laravel. This is Livewire. It's running basically the tall stack right now. Open feature, so feature flags. If you don't know what a feature flag is, it's a conditional statement in your code. Let me see. I've got like a good example of this. Simple feature flag. Is there an example here? No, there's not. Okay, actually, let me go to devcycle.com. Devcycle.com. So DevCycle is a feature flag management company. We're a management platform. That's where I work. That's where you are right now. And this is a feature flag. So basically a feature flag is a conditional statement in your code that toggles things on or off based on some sort of targeting rules. Here, the targeting rule is whether or not this toggle is switched. So we're saying for any user, if the toggle is on, show daylight. If it's off, don't show daylight. If it's on, show wind. If it's not on, don't show wind. If it's on, show disguise. If it's not on, don't do that. So these are 3 feature flags in this sort of React component here, okay? Simple feature flag, that's really all it is. I have another example. Let me pull something over here so I don't dox my Google Drive. Feature flags, GitHub education, there's a flag for that. So I did this presentation for OpenFeature not too long ago, and I provide like a really good example of can I zoom in here? Oh, I'm zooming in on the wrong side. So like, here's a really, really simple feature flag. So here's our configuration. So we're pulling an on-off switch from an environment variable. And then we're showing something if that's true and otherwise show a false. So there's tons of different types of feature flags. That's what a feature flag is. Open feature is a standard in feature flagging. And then DevCycle is a feature flag management platform that's built on the open feature standard. So what open feature does is it's like a standard API that allows for you to not be locked into a single vendor. So generally, if you're adding feature flags, even with the first party tools like Laravel Pennant, you are locked into using that package, right? But let's say you want to move from like your own in-house solution to like a Launch Darkly or a DevCycle or like another competitor or another like feature flag management system like Split or ConfigCat or Flagsmith. You would have to completely refactor your code base, yeah? So with OpenFeature, you don't. So basically you install the OpenFeature SDK and then you can install providers. You can actually install multiple providers, and those providers are like a translation layer between the OpenFeature standard and your chosen feature flag management tool. So today we're going to actually look at installing OpenFeature into an application, then using the DevCycle PHP or using DevCycle as your management platform using OpenFeature. So that's what OpenFeature is. We're going to go over to the DevCycle docs because we're actually going to use DevCycle to do this. And I'm going to go to our docs, SDKs, server-side SDKs, PHP, OpenFeature. Okay, so we're going to do here. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do here. I talk about feature flags. I'm a feature flag advocate evangelist. So we're going to do back over here. Actually, I wonder if this will tell me. Okay, but what if I wanted to install the DevCycle open feature provider? Okay, so is that the right command? I don't think it is. PHP server SDK. So it's already giving like the wrong install command. So like it's hallucinating a little bit, which is not unexpected. Trust the docs sometimes better. I could just like be going into the docs and saving a bunch of this stuff. In fact, it's probably smarter if I did and just saved this into pieces. So let's just go and install this. So let's grab PHP SDK. We're going to install this over in our app. So here, we're in the right place. So we're going to go composer, require, and then, yeah, thanks so much, me when I. See you later. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. It's awesome to see you again. Casual, welcome. We're playing around in Laravel today. All right, here we go. So, by the way, casual is like our stand. It's been going well so far. There's so many people here right now. Like, we've got like 50 people that are active right now. Like, most are watching over on X. And by the way, hello X people. Go into chat and say hello. But it's been good. I love Laravel. Like, I love this framework. Love it. I cannot say enough positive things about Laravel. Okay, so we installed this. So let's go back over to here. Options, dev cycle true, getting initialized in the dev cycle SDK, user attributes, Okay. So we are going to need this stuff. And we're going to do some middleware. So we're going to go over and look at the Laravel, actually middleware. No, we don't want to do middleware. We're not going to do middleware. I was going to do middleware, but that's not what I want to do. We're actually going to install this into one of our components here. Yeah, let's see what we have in our Livewire. So we have our navigation. So log out. This is our log out button. For password reset. Update profile information, welcome navigation. Yes, that's our welcome page nav bar, our dashboard. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it on this, let's do it here in our profile. Profile, let's just, not doing anything in here. No, I think this is okay, actually. Oh, no, because dashboard, profile, and welcome are all just like regular blades. We actually want to do something in the Livewire. So what do we have? We got our layout for our navigation here. Again, forgot password. Yeah, maybe we'll just, you know what we're going to do here? I think we're going to disable the, Yeah, I think we're going to disable the password reset, like sending of the password reset, with a feature flag. I think that's what we'll do. So we have login. Maybe the login. Do we stop login? Login validate. Yeah. So let's do this. Okay, so just so you know, so here's how Livewire works. So you put this wire submit on the login. This is going to use all the form stuff here. It's going to call this login method. It's going to validate based on the validation rules that we've set up in the login form, which I can get to here. So Livewire forms. Oh yeah, Livewire forms. So this is all the validation stuff here, and then our authentication stuff. But we are going to do stuff inside of, and this might not be the best way to do it, but we're going to go into the auth, into the login, and I want to stop it from even going through the login process if I have a feature flag that's set in here. So let's go look at what our code was from here. So we're going to pull this first. We're going to put it in the wrong place, and then we'll figure out the right place to put it in, because I don't want to necessarily create a new, actually, you know what, it's fine. Let's do the wrong thing, and then we'll do the right thing later. Can I format document with, okay, there we go. So let's see what we're doing here. We're gonna need to call a lot of this stuff. Although it might already be called, we're gonna just set it up here. So we're gonna use dev cycle options. I wonder if it'll actually find it by default. It might find all this stuff by default. I'm not sure. Dev cycle server SDK key. We're not going to need to call it this way. We're actually going to create a config, like a custom config here. And then all this stuff. So we're just going to paste all of this in here right now. And this is basically the setup for this process. And let me go here, formatter. Okay, so let's look what we're doing here. So basically here, we're setting some dev cycle options. These are just like some specific things that are only really relevant to dev cycle. You wouldn't need these if you were using OpenFeature generally. And I'm going to show you like where, so this stuff is all dev cycle specific. This is kind of where you would start with OpenFeature, and then you're setting the provider. So this could be the dev cycle provider. This could be a launch darkly provider. This could be an anything provider. And then you're kind of using this OpenFeature-compliant as you go through. So some of this stuff is dev cycle specific. A lot of it is OpenFeature specific. But really, if you were, say, changing to something else that wasn't dev cycle, you could remove a lot of this stuff. So you could basically remove these two, and then you would replace this line with whatever your other provider was. But we're going to use dev cycle today. Okay, so we got all this stuff. I need to go, and I actually need to change to, where's my docs? Custom config. So the docs are really well done, so you can just do config. Variable type. Configuration. Debug. Because I wonder if there's a new way to create a config, like custom config, access and configuration values. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Config. So I'm going to go to my configs here. App. I could technically create like a custom one in here. I'm not going to. I'm just going to create a new section here called custom configs. That's what I've done in my own apps. So custom configs. Okay, let's make sure we have this there. Good. And then we're going to do feature flags, dev cycle, server, SDK, dev cycle, server, SDK, and then we're just going to leave it blank otherwise. We're going to go into our environment variable. We're going to create a dev cycle server SDK. I really, really wish that this extension would stop working. Why is it still working? I don't want this extension here anymore. So this extension is basically to like hide things in your environment variables, but I don't want it working anymore. I actually uninstalled it from here, but whatever, it's fine. So let's go there. And I'm going to go over to devcycle.com. So the interesting thing here is like a lot of these are built in. You don't actually need to do this. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold the phone. I could add it in there. Or services. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe there's not like a minimum percent there. But no, we're looking to demonstrate this in a Livewire component. So we're gonna do what we're doing. Technically, there's probably some ways to do this within the application, but we're not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm set up in here. It does a toggle. Amazing. I got a Boolean thing set up in here already. We're gonna grab my server SDK key for my server environment. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna add it here. Amazing. Okay, good. I'm gonna go over to here, and it's gonna be app dot, hold on, where was it? Config. We need. So we're gonna say SDK key equals, we're gonna go app dot feature flags dot devcycle SDK key. Is it devcycle SDK key? Is that what I called it? Devcycle. Let's just call it SDK key. Key, save, auth, don't need that anymore. KKK, app, and devcycle SDK key, devcycle SDK key, devcycle SDK key. Amazing. Feature flags, devcycle SDK key, done. Login, feature. Okay, so this should be good. So it should just be SDK key. So this should, SDK key, sick. Okay, so this right now should technically be functional. Let's format this. We'll save this. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna DD, we're gonna call this Boolean, get Boolean value, Boolean flag. I think it's just called Boolean. Hold on. Actually, I suppose I should show you this process. So here's the devcycle platform. Great. So to create a feature flag on the devcycle platform, the first thing you're going to do is go log in. You're going to click on the create new feature. You can choose from one of 4 different types of feature flags. You can choose a release flag, you can choose an experiment flag, a permission flag, or an ops flag. Fundamentally, they're all fairly similar. They just give you some default values to start with. I'm going to choose the release flag because it's just a simple Boolean flag. I'm going to call this Boolean flag. Set that feature name up and feature key, which will be useful for us. It's set as a Boolean, click create. So this will now create a new feature with a variable called Boolean flag, and I could have lots of different variables in here. So like a feature is made up of a bunch of kind of sub features generally, and so here I'm just gonna have my Boolean flag. There's 2 variations, and then I've got my key, which I grabbed from up here, which is gonna allow me to target based on this key. So my key is Boolean flag. My default is I'm gonna have false, okay? And here, I'm gonna DD my flag value. Something has gone awry here, and I'm not sure what. Let me pull this stuff for a second. I'm just gonna grab all of this, go back to the beginning. Okay, and that was working there. Okay, so this should be working again. Click save, and yeah, DD flag value. So now, whenever I try and log in here, it should DD to whatever the flag value is there if everything is up and working, which it should be now. So let's go over here into our Laravel app. We'll go into just localhost 8000, I guess, or I gotta go into 127. Hey, Shabam. Okay, so we're here in our Laravel app. Now, when I click login and then log in here, so it's doing some validation before, so it's maybe not doing what I wanted to do. Is this my login form? I don't know. So it is going through this process. Hold on, let me make sure this is the right form. Let me just hide my email address there for a second. Okay, so this is the right form. Is it making some? Yeah, so it's making some of these required. So I can just go back, log in. Oh, update. Again, it's real-time updating here. We're gonna go in here. I think I did Andrew at test.test, test. Okay, so you're gonna see here class dev cycle options not found. So this is because it's not actually in there, so I need to go and find it wherever that is. Where did I use dev cycle options? Use. not right. It's not going to look for it in the right place. But I actually have in your code examples here, and you can actually look up Laravel specifically. Can you actually? Hold on. I can't. Here's what I need. And add these to here. So just my use statements. Let me zoom in here again. So I've got my use statements for dev cycle, which is user and option stuff. It's all being called down here, except for the user, which is not actually being called here. So I think it's just the example that we're using here. Yeah, so we could definitely apply it that way. This might be an old example. One of these is an old example, and one of these is a new example. This is on an open feature example. Good to know. Got to check that. Okay, so now if we go back over to our application, so here, if I do this again, Android test, log in. Okay, open feature API not found because I need my open feature API instance. So I actually created a while ago, Laravel open feature dev cycle. I created a SDK, is it this one? So I did this blog post a while ago where I was adding stuff to a Laravel project, but I don't think it's this one. DevCycle, github.com/devcycle HQ labs. Oh, not PHP open feature. I just want to get this. Continue. By the way, welcome everybody that's here. We're just playing around with some Laravel and Livewire stuff today. We're going to search for Laravel. Hey, welcome back, me when I. PHP Laravel. I got to go into my app here. Where did I install Open Feature API? Open Feature API. I think I did mine in my controller. No, maybe in middleware. Nope. Routes. Web. Yeah, so here's how I did it here. But this was not with Open Feature. Yeah, this was not with Open Feature. Hold on. PHP. Is it Open Feature Laravel? Hold on. Did I not do an Open Feature one with Laravel? I thought I did. Oh, maybe that one got. Hold on. Maybe that one got over to Sandbox. Oh, sorry. It's because I've got a. Thank you for that, you and I. It's just because I had a fan going. Is that better? Unless my mic switched. No, it's on the right one. That should be better. Either way, it's just hot in here. Yeah, it's just hot in here. Okay. Let me go Sandbox. Thanks for calling that out, by the way. Nobody else called that out, but you did, you and I. I appreciate that. Let's go Laravel. There it is. And I think I did this in routes here too. There it is. So I'm going to grab all of these and add them to my use statements because I need all of these. Now, back over to our app. Let's do test. Undefined variable open feature client. Haha. Okay. Let's try this again. Enter test. Boom, there we go, true. Okay, so let's go look at where it's getting this value from. So if we go into our DevCycle platform, where are you hiding DevCycle? app.devcycle.com. Load up here, jump into our feature, Boolean flag. And you can see here, this is set to variation on. So I'm gonna change this to variation off. head back over to my Laravel app. So this returned true this time. Let's try this again. And it's going to return false. That's like real time. That just updated. And like, I'm able to use this because it's in Livewire. There's no page reload here. That's like not real time. Technically you could poll and stuff like this too, but like that's a really simple feature flag. Now, I don't necessarily want this. I want to return a validation error is what I want to do. So what I'm going to do here is flag value. So if flag value feature flag is enabled. So here I want to return with an error. Return. How do you do validation errors in Livewire? Hold on. Validation. I want to return a validation error. Redirect. Custom validation message. Return, okay, Laravel, return validation errors. Validation. Validate. I guess I could technically do validation inside of here. Populating forms, validation errors. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just add it to the validation errors. Hold on. Custom validation. There's like a custom validation thing here. After validator. Hold on. Where's my Livewire docs? There we go. Where's validation again? Custom validation, custom attribute name, custom validation message. Yeah, I want to do like a custom. Oh, weird, casual. It might just be the logic form. Redirect to post. I could technically just like this form validate, redirect to post, real-time validation, rules, customizing error messages, validate, defining a rules method. Yeah, because you can do like custom validation stuff here. Validated attributes, messages. There are rule objects, rules, rule unique posts. No, I don't want to do that. Manually controlling validation errors. Oh, this add error. Yeah, manually add a validation error to the error bag. Hold on. So I think this will do it. Does it give you an example? This with validator. Yeah, let's just go back here. Yeah, I think it's just like if that's false. Don't need the else. This add error. Let's format this. It's like not formatting using the Laravel blade stuff. Oh, whatever. So this add error. Maybe return this add error. Hold on, let's see this. This, okay. Go to pieces again. All right, how can I return an error on a Livewire form if the feature flag is false? Add error. Okay, this is what I thought. Is it return? No, just this add error. Oh, this add error and then return. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, let's see if this works. I think it's false now. Yeah, it's variation off, so it's false. So let's see if this works. Test. Okay, so it's not. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, so I guess I need to add this error image. Hold on, does it have an add bag? How's it showing errors right now? Okay, yeah. Let's see, hold on. See if that works. It should. We'll see. Oh yeah. It disappears really, really fast though. Oh, it's just I clicked again. So like this is technically a real-time feature flag that like, and then we can put in there, and they're doing different errors. So I can just do errors get. So I can do the same thing here instead of this, like this is a lot more structured out. Errors feature. Wonder if that'll work. Yeah. So there we get the styling as well, which is nice. And I think I can add MY. So this is all Tailwind stuff, which updates automatically. So then I can get the border stuff there. Test, log in. So like, there we go. Like this is a functional, like this is working pretty smoothly. And it's basically doing that call on every single time we go log in. It's going to be doing this call to see what's true or false. I mean, that's pretty freaking easy. So we're literally like bypassing even the validation process. So like if we wanted to disable login, and like we could literally call this like disable login, and then I'm actually going to go rename the Boolean flag here. I'm going to actually name this feature. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to do a bunch of things. Hold on. So we're going to rename this to be Laravel Livewire. Laravel Livewire. Save. And then we're going to update the variable here to be, it's because it's used, remove. I'm just going to remove it. Yes, remove. Add variable. Laravel, or sorry, disable sign up, or enable sign up, enable login, Boolean, true, false, add variable. Okay, so now we've got this enable login that's here. So let's go and update that over here in our application. Enable login. Update this. Enable under dash login. I think it's dash login. Let's go see. It's enable. It's underscore. Okay, enable login. So all this is the same. We're going to do some user specific stuff in here too in just a minute because we've got a little bit of time left. Login, user login has been disabled. Okay, enable login. Enable login. Okay, so what is this set to now? Okay, so it all should be variation off. So it should be saying user login is disabled anytime I try to log in. Okay, so user login is disabled now, so I won't be able to log in here. Now, I want to What do I want to do next? So that's user login being disabled. Super, like, pretty straightforward. Oh, now I want to actually target based on user ID. So here it's that we're actually hard coding the user ID. I actually want to have like a user ID based on my user email. I'm going to call it user ID because that's what DevCycle requires kind of by default, but I'm going to set my user ID by my email. And so I'm actually going to call, so user find auth user email. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this facade, this auth user. Oh, shoot. I guess they wouldn't be logged in, so that doesn't make any sense, but we're going to say user attributes. Oh, I guess we can pull this from the login form. So I can actually go form, because it's feeding in the form details here. I just want a DD form to see what that returns when I submit that. I think it's going to return everything that's in that bundle. Okay, let's go back to our app. So if I go into here, test. Yeah, so it's going to undefined variable form, fine. This form. So like fundamentally, this is middleware that we're adding in here. Okay, form, rules from outside, array, email, rules, and then we got email password. So I'm going to go email. This is like a good one if like you wanted to remove a user, like specifically disable for a specific user, you could be able to do that. So this form, user ID. Okay, so I'm going to do this for email, I think is what I need to do. Not callable, not found on the component. This form. Did this form email? This form dot email. No, I thought it was, hold the phone. Let me go back to, maybe it's this. Okay, there we go. So we got our Andrew at test.test. So whatever our email is there. So let's grab this, because this is what we're feeding into the SDK. So basically we're saying here, so these are the user attributes we're feeding into the DevCycle platform. So now you'll notice that like, it's still going to return the same thing. So I'm still going to get this error. Actually, let me get rid of this DD. DD is just like dump and die. Okay, it's gone. So if I go test, sick. So it's still going to get that user disabled stuff. Test. Awesome. So still disabled. So let's go, and maybe we want to have it disabled for everybody but me. So let's go over to the DevCycle platform again. We're in our Laravel Livewire. We're going to add a new targeting rule in here. And we're going to say, so for all users variation off, and then add a targeting rule. And we're going to say, we're going to move this one down. And then for this one, we're going to say Andrew is enabled. Add definition, user ID is Andrew at test.test, serve variation on, and click save. Save, give it a second. So here, it's always going to go through in order. So it's going to look for the first rule. Do you satisfy the first rule? If not, it's going to go to the second rule. So basically, it's going to serve, if I'm trying to log in, it's going to let me in. Otherwise, it's not going to let me in. And it doesn't even hit validation rules. So even if you're not even in there. So if I go back to my Laravel app, and I try this again, you're gonna publish what you're making so that people can count stuff on it. No, you can actually spin this up yourself super easily. This is actually a starter project. Like this is literally like the Laravel Breeze starter project. If you go back to the start of the stream, you can actually use this yourself. Super easy to get started. And I walk you through the whole process of doing that. So now if I go in here and try and log in, it's actually gonna let me log in. Great, so let's log out. And then try and log in again. And I'm gonna go in here and now I'm gonna try as like, I don't know, Andrew at test.test2, Andrew at test, oh, let's just do test. So remember, this is not actually been checking to see if I exist in the database. User login has been disabled. So now only I am able, based on that feature flag, and I can change that. Maybe I wanna say like now Andrew at test2, right? So let's go over here. and say, if this, now let's add another rule. Yeah, in this environment, add targeting rule. Let's do Andrew test2, add, and maybe I want to do like all user email ends with. This is new. This is actually a new comparator. Ends with test2. Okay, let's do that. Serve variation on. So now anything that ends in test2 is going to be served variation on. Click save. And I'm going to have to move this one above because, again, it'll hit whatever targeting rule is most prominent. Let's give it a second while it's saving. Did that save in the right spot? No, I need to move this up still. Okay, it'll take a minute. I don't know why it's moving slow, but it definitely is. That'll save. Okay, and now if I go back over here, so this will still throw an error because that account doesn't actually exist. Oh, hold on. Maybe it hasn't saved yet. Let me see. Did it save? Let's see. Give it a sec. All right, so I should be serving. That's variation on. That's variation on. If it ends with that, perfect. Let's go back over to our app and the test2. Test. Let's refresh this maybe. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe the ends with comparator is not working. Yeah, let me just change the comparator. Might be contains test2. Might be a bug in our ends with comparator. I'm not sure. No, so it's still hitting that error. Why is it hitting that error though? So it's going to hit this rule, user ID, Andrew at test.test. If user, user email. That's why. It's because I was setting it to user email. So ends with. No, it's not a scary bug. I just had the wrong thing set. I had user email, which you can actually set up, but yeah, hold on. So ends with test2 should work. Save. So that's the thing. You just got to set the definition the right way. Okay. Refresh. All right. Test at test.test2. Test. So now I should get like this account does not exist. So it's like these credentials don't exist system, but I'm not getting that like this thing doesn't exist error anymore, which is good. That's a good sign. So like this is like fundamentally you can look at this as middleware. And actually like I should pull those out into, let me go into pieces. So pieces was recommending that I have like this constructor. I don't know if I love that. I might just do, that said, I might pull this into a private function. Private. No. Private function. And we're going to call this OpenFeature setup. Hold on. Setup. Yeah, what's Pieces? Pieces is like a locally hosted kind of version of ChatGPT. So if you're using one of the many AI tools, this is a locally hosted version on your device or just on device. Like you can use the cloud version. Like I'm using GPT-4 now. But like it's you can also use like on device. It's free too. Great tool. Like I do really love it. I'm not using it to the power that it can be used for. But I just wanted to trial it today and see how it worked. I like it. It's a good piece. So I'm going to do this open feature setup void and then set this up. And I'm going to put all of this stuff into here. I might need to set up. Yeah, I'm going to set up OpenFeature-compliant. Yeah, try it out. Try Pieces. It's really good. Form email. Yeah, I'm going to pull this out. Because then I'll just set this public or private. Can I do private? OpenFeature-compliant. I think I can use private. This OpenFeature-compliant. This. You said there's a cloud version. It doesn't support the distro. Oh, it doesn't? Pieces team, if you're here and you've got an answer to that, I don't know. I'm not part of the Pieces team, but I do know they might be watching right now. So if you can be in chat, me when I, it's just over on Twitch and just asking, is there a cloud version of Pieces? You can run it in the cloud. I don't know if it's available in the cloud right now, but technically it's just running like it's called Pieces OS behind the scenes. So check that out. All right, this OpenFeature-compliant. And then I think that I can use this OpenFeature-compliant. Evaluation context, user attributes. Maybe, hold on. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to see. Yes, OpenFeature-compliant. So here we're going to need to call this OpenFeature setup, format document, blade formatter. I think that'll work. Let's see. And hold on. Let's see if this works. Hold the phone. This is updated. Okay. So I should be able to do my Android test. Okay, good. Undefined variable open feature context. Okay. Open feature context. Wait, hold on. Private open feature context. Private. There we go. No, open feature context, sick. This open feature context, this open feature context, this feature context, this open feature context. Okay, that should work, question mark. Let's test. Oh, hold on, it did work. Okay, so user has been disabled. I mean, it's really like, I'm just kind of abstracting about a bunch of this like setup logic out. I don't need to do that, but like, I find it easier. Probably could automatically run this. Hold on. Livewire lifecycle. Livewire lifecycle. I don't know if these exist anymore. Lifecycle hooks. Mount. Boot. Where's boot? Lifecycle hooks. Mount. Boot. Called at the beginning of every request. Potential. When a component is okay. Mount. I'm gonna run this in mount. I don't think I need to have that. Okay, so this should call it at the beginning without me having to call it in here. Ooh. Closure given. Hold on. This is an error page. Private function. Oh, no, public function. That might do it. Okay, there we go. So let's see if that works. So now I shouldn't actually need to call it. OpenFeature-compliant not found a component. Oh, it's because that's a public function. Where is that calling that? in pages off login, enable login. Oh, I see. So I could use it there. Why can't I? Hold on. Ah. Okay, that might work. Hold on. Let's test. Get Boolean value on null. Do I need this to be public? I don't like it being public, but whatever. I think I can set it as private. Must be of type string. Public, public. This OpenFeature client. Where is it calling the error there? So it was working, but like, I don't love the. But I'm just going to disable this for a second. Can I disable that for a second? Just cut it out for a second. Oh, hold on. Okay, there's a bug here. Is it here? No. Is the error up here? Might be. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, poop. Whoops. What have I done? I want all of this, but... Okay, where's my error here? Hold on. Okay, I can get rid of that for a second. What did I do here? I did something wrong, but now this is all messed up. Okay, let's just... Let me just copy all of this, because I know this is all working, but there's an error somewhere, so I'm going to go back to the start. Yeah, put out the login. I did something that I shouldn't have done, and now I'm having to go back. Oh, okay, that's fine. This was all working here. Login. But I wanted to pull this stuff out of here. And this stuff out of here. No error yet. And then I wanted to add. That's fine. That's all good. So that's done. And then there's no error yet. So something that I've done here caused it. So no error yet. It is right. Okay, so this is here, public function. Okay, public OpenFeature-compliant. OpenFeature-compliant. Yeah, sorry about that. OpenFeature-compliant. Okay, that's good. Public feature context. Good, that's good. No errors yet. Do I have errors over here? Why am I getting this? Is this just like the mount stuff that I'm running? Oh, that shouldn't be doing that. This should be, this isn't Blade. This is PHP. Hold on. PHP. Okay, so that's fine. Good there. Get client. Oh, I see. That's the error. Oh no, still no error. Okay. Oh, it's because I don't actually have. Okay, that's why. Because I'm running that on mount now. So so I do need to move this stuff into the login. Open feature context. Open feature context. This open feature client. Maybe that'll work. Nah, so I'm still getting this. Yeah, so that's fine. So it's not, is it here? Here. Oh, so why am I not getting that error anymore? Weird. Maybe a bug? I don't know. Still not finding open feature client. Where's my mount stuff? Oh, open feature client? Is that error? Hold on. No, so I'm still getting that error there. Is it here? We're gonna finish up here in a minute, folks. Is it here? No, not there. Is it here? No. Is it here? Yeah, it's there. API get client. Must be of state. Oh, I see. Open feature client. Feature. Oh no, not that one. Yeah, so that's expecting a string and getting a closure. Do I do public API? Maybe. Well, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see. It's all like type safety stuff. This API. I don't know. Maybe this isn't worth it to run this in the mount method. What did I do in my other sample application? I didn't do it in the mount. Maybe it's just not worth it. Mount dev cycle client. Yeah, that's fine. API set provider. So it's expecting a string there. Let's just get rid of that. Set provider. Can I do this? I don't even know if I can do this, right? This is the big question. Because like this is expecting closure given. Closure given. Closure Laravel or Livewire. Property. Data binding. Can I do it this way? Hold on. I don't think that'll do it, but feature client. Oh, hold on. Still not gonna fix it. Yeah, this is a weird. I'm using, I guess I'm just searching for things. Public. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Laravel. I mean, it's just because I'm trying to pass it into a public property, which is not playing very well. It's not an array. It's a closure. Set provider, get client. What did I do? What did I do? Hold on. Did they give an example? Open feature, Laravel. I don't think they're doing it in there though. API get client. Yeah, they're not doing this like a public function. Private? There, but we'll see. No, because it's a public function. I want to pass that to anywhere else. So, I mean, that stuff I can pass. I just don't want to have to run. I mean, maybe it's fine. Maybe I don't need to run this every time, but like the mount functionality is there and I think it's a useful one, but like that's actually causing more harm than I need to. Like the simplicity of this was actually that you could just do it all in here. And like if I get rid of the stuff that I've put in here now, it'll start working again. I think. Should. Well, 127. No, not doing Rails today. Should be back. Oh, OpenFeature-compliant not found. What? Oh, it's because this OpenFeature-compliant. And it's back. Yeah. So feature not enabled. I mean, it works. It does the job that we need it to do. Like that's the thing, is this is doing the job that we need it to do. It's just like, it's not structured the best way. Like I probably should be able to do this. Open feature API, get instance. Like, there's a way to do this. Is it worth doing it for this stream? I don't know. Because yeah, it'd be nice to just set this up like within your application and then use it elsewhere, but which you can do, but I don't know if it's worth it today. Maybe not. I mean, either way, this is still working. We still have like a basic piece of middleware that we can control without ever actually doing anything in our app. By the way, so yeah, I think maybe I'll call it from there because we've been here for like 2 hours. There is like a built-in, or not built-in, but there is a like a library that you can use called Laravel Pennant, which kind of allows you to do this. Feature flags based on like a config file, and so you can see here where you basically create features, and then you can control who's seeing things. It's nice, like it's fine. And I would love to play around with this more, but personally, I think that it's great to use other things. And OpenFeature allows you to move between different providers, right? So yeah, I mean, I think maybe that's a good place to call it for today. It's been 2 hours. We've been here for a while, and I think you've kind of got the basic structure. So literally, this is a functional implementation, a functional if simple implementation of the OpenFeature API that we're running here on every login attempt. It is going through and it is doing a call against the dev cycle API. So I think that is pretty cool, and I'm happy that it's working, and I'm just going to change this to user sign up. Login is not enabled. Yeah, so if we go over here again, back to our low 127 8000 login, Android test.test, test. Yeah. And like we can change that again quickly, just back over here, change it to here for variation on, easy, save. In real time, this is polling against, this is updating every time. And if I try and log in now, Zip saved. Andrew at test.test, user ID, variation on. Form. Test, 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 test. Do I need to refresh? Shouldn't need to refresh. User ID, enter test, variation on, save, should be there. Should be making that call. Boolean flag, false. User login is disabled. Maybe there was a short issue there of latency. Test.test, test. Flag value. Oh, that's why. Boolean flag. Yeah, we changed this. Then I went back. So it's defaulting to false because that was our default variable for value. But if we go to our variables, I did change it up here. So that's why it's not working now. Enable login. And now if I go back over to my Laravel app, it'll work now. There we go. So working functional middleware, pretty easy, open feature compliant, does Livewire toggle? Yes, it does. If you like this stream, please let me know. Send me a tweet, send me a Discord message. By the way, if you want to connect with us on Discord, you can find us over here, bit.ly/devcycle Discord. If you want to say hello, if you want to chat anything Laravel, I would love to chat. Shout out to the Pieces team. You've created some awesome software. Also, big shout out to the Amismo team, to the launchdeck.io team, to the OpenFeature team, and of course to the DevCycle team. So with that, I think I'm going to call it for today. But that said, I am back every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern for more Does It Toggles. What will we toggle next week? Who knows, but it's sure to be a great time. Let me know what you thought about this blog, about this stream by heading over to Twitter. We've got lots of comment stuff over here. So you can either comment here on my post or over on the DevCycle post. Let us know what you thought. And yeah, like I said, follow us, like us, all of the things you can do over on social, please do it. So with that, I'm going to call it a day for today because it's a long weekend for a lot of us here in North America. So from all of us at DevCycle to all of you, thank you so much for watching and looking forward to seeing you around the DevCycle community. Bye-bye, everybody.
Don't go in there. They're having the let's try to figure out what customers want meeting again. It's gotten a little weird.
Signups are strong, but adoption of key features remains stagnant. What do you do?
We gotta merge that PR. Yeah, we have to. That's our only choice. Okay. We cast merge on the PR for the new dashboard. Oh no.
Your actions have caused the company to go viral for the wrong reason.
God.
Oh no, what do we do?
Roll for initiative.
No, I can't do that.
New features shouldn't be left to a roll of the dice. Use DevCycle to ship with low risk and instant rollbacks. Unrolls, re-rolls.
How do we make this into a dice pun?